All right, welcome back to the show. We are going to talk to our boy, Dr. Milo Dodson. We're going to call him up on Station Head because that's the cool part. You can call people up and have them on your show on the app. So we're going to call him up and see if our boy can join us here. Let's see what we got. Come on. See if this works. I'm here talking all this mess. Hello, hello.
My good brother.
There he is, Milo. It's been a long time since I heard your voice, my friend.
Man. Well, I've been listening to your stuff from all these bars that you spit into, all these random ad libs from Lion King. So I hear your voice quite often.
Yes, thank you, man. Thank you. I can't tell you how happy I am to have you on the show. It's a beautiful Black History Month, and I know, because I see you all out here all the time, I know the work that you're putting in. Please let the people who are watching know what it is that you do.
Oh, man. Well, we can definitely get into that. First and foremost, bro, I just want to really, really sincerely and genuinely acknowledge all that you're doing. I think, as a guest on this amazing show that you have, it's important for me just to acknowledge the space that I'm in right now. And like you are just so ridiculously talented. And so like whoever's listening, I really, really hope also recognizes that too. And most importantly, Kyle, I hope you recognize that about yourself.
Thank you.
Because that's truth, man. You've been talented as heck since we were trying to survive the Notre Dame snow days and all that kind of stuff. So that's the first thing that I just want to share with you, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And in terms of what I've been doing on my end, so as I was hearing you talk earlier, yeah, I've been directing Common Summer Youth Camp for the last 5-6 years. And this past year, because it's getting a little bit tricky now that I'm back in California, not in Illinois anymore.
Yeah.
But that's just been such an amazing camp. We have everything from healthy living exercises to yoga to career education and fine arts. And then right now, currently, I'm a licensed psychologist at the UC Irvine Counseling Center.
Yes.
And then I work with the eSports teams there. And they're the first school in the country, actually. It's really, really dope that they actually offer scholarships for League of Legends and Overwatch.
Yeah,
so
I've heard
you
of this.
literally can go to school and get paid for playing computer, video games that way. So what I do on my end is just take a psychology approach, work on team building, conflict resolution, mental health, and really just providing emotional support for those guys.
Yeah.
And then, here and there, I'm able to do different keynote speeches. I was at Notre Dame early last week, and then a couple of weeks ago, I actually spoke for the Tiger Woods Foundation about the importance of mental health and social justice.
Mm-hmm. And
but right now, but what I'm literally doing right now, I should be completely transparent and honest. I just helped Yessie, my partner, move for 12 hours today.
Yeah.
So I'm literally sitting on her bedroom floor because there's no furniture in the house. And I need to have some quiet space to be able to talk to you. So I'm sitting on her bedroom floor with my phone plugged in, and I'm just excited to be here, man.
Oh man, thank you. Thank you so much for still coming on the show after that long moving day and everything. Thank you, man.
Bro, let me tell you, man, for my mental health, moving is not necessarily something that adds to my mental health.
Right.
But it's safe to say that moving is probably my least favorite thing to do in life. Mm-hmm. But how much I love this woman, it's just something that, we do for those that we love. Yeah. And I'm happy to be able to do that for her. And happy to be able to still, talk to you.
Yeah. Shout out to the people we love. All right. So this is fascinating because I did recently watch a piece of one of the Vice documentaries about specifically, I'm pretty sure it was UC Irvine's program, the Anteaters, right? That's not who you guys are?
Yeah.
I definitely did. I just watched something about it, so now I'm fascinated. You gotta talk to me more about this. So I remember seeing that these guys, in terms of preparation, and this is why they take it so seriously as a sport, and they're not joking around when they use the word sport, because the preparation that they do is an intense amount of mental preparation. We're talking like 10-hour practice days where you are manipulating the characters in the game. How is this affecting how is this affecting their minds? How is this affecting their bodies, their ability to connect with the outside world when they leave? Talk to us a little bit about what this esports world does for them, to them.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think you hit it right on the head, because it is a sport. It's really competitive, and it's physically and mentally demanding in a really highly competitive environment. So to be able to play at the highest level that they're playing at, just like any other sport, it's going to require you to put hours and hours and hours into practice and preparation. Yeah. And I think the key is being able to understand that just like anything that we do in life, no matter how much we love it, it's important that we're continuing to take care of ourselves. And it's important that we make that investment into our own wellness and our own mental health. Mm-hmm. So the guys on the teams are actually able to meet with physical trainers. They have different nutritionists come in. It's like a whole holistic, well-rounded approach to understanding their wellness and their well-being. Yeah. And then so on my end, we're able to talk about, well, okay, yes, you need to be able to practice more, and yes, you need to be able to get more games in. And at the same time, that doesn't mean that you compromise your sleep, and that doesn't mean that you compromise how much you're eating or anything like that. Yeah. Because just like, and I'm sure you in entertainment and in acting, like, you know, when you get so passionate about something, you just want to keep working, and you just want to keep working. And it doesn't even feel like work because you love it so much. Yeah. But sometimes work can also have a negative impact on us. The things that we love and the things that we're passionate about can have a negative impact if we're also not taking care of ourselves. Yeah. I think I recognize that. I know my mom worked so long. She worked for the Washington Post for 25 odd years, and I remember at their month end they would be putting in 80-hour, 70, 80-hour weeks easy, and I would remember the toll that it would take, because you're in that motion and you're not focused on your diet. You're not focused on your mental health, because you got to get the piece, the project needs to get done. The thing, in these League of Legends guys, the game I have to be better, because it's like infinite. If you guys don't know what League of Legends is, it's like there's infinite amounts of strategies, and there's infinite ways the game can go. And so it's not a game where like there's a finite way in terms of like there's a finite plan to how you go. You plan literally, like we every day plan our everyday lives. Yeah, that's what they're doing in the game. They're planning for the unplannable every second of the day. Yep. Man, oh man. Okay. Yeah, so it could be endless and infinite, and that's why it's that much more important to recognize that life, like real life, is actually finite. Yeah. And to be able to really fully live a finite life, because just because you have life also doesn't mean that you're living. Right. And it's important that we're doing things that we're passionate about, but that we're also living and we're also enriching our lives. Yeah. So, okay, for everyone listening, because we now, it's amazing that you are kind of living in this world. For everyone who's listening, given that we are now inundated by so much information with regard to our semi-dependence on technology, what are some of the techniques that or some of the lifestyle things that you have, that you are offering these guys that we can implement in our everyday lives, as we are constantly tethered to our phones and constantly tethered to the Facebook and the necessity for business to operate through YouTube channels and through Instagram pages? What are the things that you see that can help us, kind of take better care of our mental health? Yeah, man, that's a great, crucial question. Because when you were talking with Sister Naomi earlier, shout out to her, man. She's freaking amazing. Oh, like My goodness. But what you two were talking about earlier was so spot on, because you were talking about how much information is out there.
Yeah.
So what I do with these teams and what I do with different companies that I worked with or different clients that I have is being able to understand that, yes, we're inundated with information, but you must seek knowledge and wisdom.
Yeah.
And that knowledge and wisdom must be truth. So it's not just looking up like, okay, what's the latest tweet? What's, like you said, Trumpito talking about today? Being able to actually invest in our own knowledge and creating wisdom that we're consuming that way, so we can actually get down to what's real and what's alternative facts.
Yeah.
And as a scientist, because having a PhD, you do a whole bunch of research and you do different experiments and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So as a scientist, I can say how important it is for us to actually get statistics, to get real information, and to get truth.
Yeah.
And try to get into the realness of it and not just take things at face value.
Right.
It's cool to have a different curiosity. So when I'm working with the eSports teams, like, all right, cool, like, let's check this out. But when it comes down to what's truth and what's just random information.
Right. And man, that's tough. That's so tough right now, with the fact that many of these social media companies are pumping it's like you can even go when you sign into your Facebook, you can even attempt to go search for, the information that you want to search, but they're going to algorithmically pump you the information that they think you want to see. And then it kind of tricks your brain into thinking, oh, well, I don't need to search any further than that. The first thing that comes up is the first thing that I need to care about.
Yeah, the different search engines and all that other technology. And shout out to you right now for creating that adverb there, bro. You said algorithmically. I can't even
algorithmically. I'll play with words all day.
More love. Dude, more love to you for even attempting to create that right now. But I think like the pursuit of truth is an art form. And it's not just about settling with whatever Google tries to tell you. It's not just about settling whatever Bing pops up.
Yeah.
It's about seeking truth.
Yeah.
And to be clear, seeking truth in a way where we're uplifting humanity and love.
Yes.
Because a lot of times people are just going to throw out stats, and Jay-Z try to say, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. But if we're understanding, like, people interpret numbers and can manipulate and then make them lie.
Exactly.
Sometimes, like, that doesn't really look like truth.
Yeah.
So being able to find truth in a way where we're doing it with compassion and empathy and saying, like, look, I found this information. Let me share this with folks because I know it's going to make my community better.
Yeah. I've been lucky, as crazy. My mom's favorite word is peripatetic. As crazy as my peripatetic life is, where I travel all over the country, performing in different places. Crazy as that is, I think my favorite part about it, and I just happen to have a personality where I love talking to random strangers anyway. But that has been, I think,
you do.
Yeah. That has been one of my favorite things. Is I meet people from all over the world and in my travels. And the funny thing about it is I would venture to say 90, if I was going to try and put a value on it, like a statistical value, I would venture to say 95% of the people that I meet from different countries, from Eritrea, from Ukraine, from Uzbekistan, from Australia, from Norway, doesn't matter where these people come from, 95% of the time, the thing that they're searching for is love from their family members, a way to somehow survive economically, and wanting to be a part of a community. And so when I go out and I say to my brother Milo here, hey, will you come on my show? And I offer Naomi the opportunity to share a poem with us. It's because I'm doing my best to try and touch everyone in the circle around me to make sure we all remember that all of us are in search of these same basic principles, which is how do I love my family members better? How do I manage to make my economic circumstance a little bit better? And how do I actually get to participate in a community, given all of the variables that are trying to prevent me from doing those things?
Yeah, man. And the thing about what we're talking now about building community and increasing connectedness is being able to understand that we are our greatest resource.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so being in California right now, I know water is a huge, huge resource and it's a shortage. But the thing about empathy and the thing about love is that it's endless. It's infinite. It doesn't run out.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes people approach it as if it's like water. Like we need to, because water is life and so is empathy. And so like you can share empathy without fearing and being anxious about like, oh, okay, well, I gave somebody empathy before lunch today. I already met my empathy quota. Like I'm good. I can just be a jackass for the rest of the day. Like, no, that's not how it works.
Yep.
And so the other key thing that you highlighted right now is that, you know, in all your travels all around the world, meeting people from all over the world, everybody has mental health and how that's so impacted by love and empathy.
Yeah.
And so, like, just like physical health, everybody, you have physical health, you have mental health, I have mental health, I have physical health. Everybody listening has mental health.
Yep.
So it's not like anybody is exempt from having mental health. And so we need to understand that what we do and what we say impacts each other's mental health and impacts our own too.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Well, man, I could talk to you forever as we used to do at Notre Dame, but we got one more guest we want to get to tonight. And I think if we can just say right there, I mean, it seems like the theme of this night has just kind of has turned itself into that truth about self-care. Make sure that you are taking the time wherever you are, whatever you're doing, make sure you're taking that time to take care of yourself and take care of your mental health. And then, you know, the rest of the struggles that we'll work on those things after we've taken care of our own mental health first. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes, man. Thank you, Brother Milo, for joining us today. I'm so happy to have had you on the show today, man.
Man, it's an honor to be here, brother. I hope to be back soon.
You know it. We'll keep it going. All right, man. We'll talk to you later.
Cool.
Peace.
All right, man.